Good evening, everyone, and holy crap, is is anyone else's brain hurting from that wonderful showing over on FTFEs? I mean, let's just
not watching it, thankfully.
Let's just admit it.
It was bad.
We all need to blame Craig for choosing Lemon Bird of all people to try to have that conversation with.
Oh, hey, Jerry, here you go. Arkansas officer suspended for dancing naked at nightclub. And there's a photograph to go with it. An off-duty Arkansas police officer was caught on camera at a nightclub last month, but his dance moves weren't the reason he was being watched.
Okay, I had a feeling it was going to be a guy, and I kind of hoped it was because that just makes the story that much better.
Yep.
He's naked, and he's now suspended without pay for 30 days and must complete remedial training. It was mid-October when Conway police officer Sebron Hackett was caught naked dancing inside of the Club Discovery, a late-night hangout in Little Rock.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Hackett appeared to be highly intoxicated after a brief struggle to stand. Eventually, security got him up and escorted him out of the club. Additional footage obtained from Conway police appears to show Hackett outside the club attempting to get dressed as two Little Rock officers spoke to him. Eventually, another police car pulled up with two more officers, and a plainclothes man helps Hackett stand while he gets dressed. Hackett then walks away.
I'm just glad alcohol was involved because there's no reason otherwise to have that happen. But as we're getting people over here, welcome. We are doing a little more of an impromptu. I was kind of on the fence on whether or not to do anything today for Veterans Day, since the normal show is Friday evenings, when it typically is what happens when a bunch of veterans get together anyways. But yeah, we have a very special person on the panel who insisted that we do something, so there you go. You wished. You got what you wanted.
Hey, you asked the question in Discord. I did not. I just said do it. And I wasn't the only one in Discord who said do
it. Do it.
But here's what's really bad is the one who actually asked the question. Notice, asked the question, not said we should, simply asked the question. He's not even here. So as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pester the shit out of him right now.
Uh-oh. Are we going to pull a pig on him?
I missed the question. So who was it that asked it?
None other than Thoughts by Jay Brown.
Really?
So for those of you who are in the Discord, go ahead and go into the VTW public section, into the chat, and let's just go ahead and ping Mr. Jay Brown to see where he's at.
He will come up. He will come up with the excuse that the tip of his penis was cut off at work, and he's in the emergency room getting it reattached.
Yeah, that kind of didn't work for John Wayne Bobbitt. I don't think it's going to work for him.
In this case,
no, I didn't say the entire penis. I said just the tip.
Meat slicer.
Yeah.
And speaking of Meat Slicer, hey Geistview, how you doing?
He just got home. Jay says he just got home, Jared.
Where I just walked into?
Typical comments about, well, you know, the male genitalia. You know, the Army's favorite subject.
Oh.
Everything's a phallus symbol?
Well, interestingly enough, you say that the chevron shape actually was initially meant as the male appendage.
Oh, jeez.
So, in military parlance, the bigger the dick you are, the higher the rank you are. So it is fitting.
Oh, jeez.
Or the better you can. Never mind.
The thing is, they actually fucking not offered me it, but I was pretty much being told that I was about to be selected for E8. I was like, fuck no, I'm not going to extend for that shit. They want me to extend for another goddamn 6 years if I made E8.
Oh, so I remember talking to my dad before I joined, and he said, just be careful if you stay in career. And I asked him why. It's like, well, remember how I retired only a couple years ago in September? Like, yeah. He's like, I put in for retirement 3 years before then. I was told no, I had to wait.
Oh.
And then 3 months before they granted my retirement, they asked, hey, do you want E9? Do you want that second star on the anchor? At which point, he asked, what's the catch? They wanted him to go back to a boat, which means he would have had to extend his enlistment for at least another 4 years, and he would have been deployable the entire time. And he would have had to go to Chief of the Boat School on top of it.
Yeah, they were talking about
the fuck out there.
Yeah, they were talking about sending me to a Patriot battalion to be a first sergeant over there, and I was like, nope. My branch is no longer fun. I'm not doing what I first came in to do, and I got the goal that I wanted to be. And if the branch didn't change and it was still they had Bradley batteries, I would have stayed in, became a Bradley battery first sergeant. But it stopped being fun. It started being political and shit, and I got tired of babysitting people. I said, fuck this noise. I'm out.
Yeah, and that's probably the best advice I got, and it came from my recruiter of all people. Said that it's time to consider getting out when it's not fun anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, my fellow veterans. Happy Veterans Day to everybody.
Howdy.
Hey,
Howdy.
Happy
Hey,
Remembrance Day.
Hey, speaking of Navy stuff, if anybody doesn't know yet, I think it was last week, the USS Greyback, the submarine lost in World War II, was found off Okinawa.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that.
Actually, it was located and confirmed just a couple days ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, yeah, the Greyback has been found. That's one of those ones that's been lost.
Nice.
She was diesel powered, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a World War II sub. She was sunk by the Japanese.
So
Oh,
I
good.
shared
Now
why I
that-
was
now-
late,
now that
Jared.
we have Furball here, can I read the Army oath of enlistment?
Oh, well, it's not Furball, it's Geistview. Holy
Oh,
crap,
Geistview.
is your speaker that bad?
I'm on my cell phone, Jared. It's a flip phone. It came from 1998. You tell me.
Is it a Nokia?
A simple
Wait.
yes would have sufficed.
Did you say you have a flip phone?
It's a flip phone. It's actually not my phone. It's my mother-in-law's phone because
Morpheus
my
called.
good
He
phone.
wants his movie props back.
yeah, well,
It's probably a Motorola Razor.
Sure, it's not one of those
No,
Nokias
this-
that are indestructible.
This is an LG. This is an LG that wanted to be a Motorola Razor when Motorola
right.
Razors were actually a thing.
You remember that phone that pops open on the Matrix? As soon as I watched that movie, I was in Korea when I first watched that. As soon as I watched that movie, I went down range. I was looking through every goddamn phone store I can to get that goddamn phone. That was the phone to have in the unit. Well,
Gotta admit,
our unit.
I saw that and it looked cool as shit. I wanted one. I located it, saw the price, and I was like, fuck that.
Well,
I
see,
still
I
have
went
it
the
in
other
a
way.
shoebox.
After watching the Matrix, I went out and got a massive leather coat.
You mean you didn't have one before? Come on, what kind of street artist are you?
Yeah, true.
I thought all you Navy submarine guys were into BDSM.
Well, yeah, but we don't tell everybody.
Well, that's why you get a leather jacket so you can cover everything up.
Yeah. Well, they say
fucking scars
150
and
men go out in a sub, 75 couples come back.
Well, it's 74 couples plus one because the captain never gets any.
Yeah, true. Someone said
Yeah,
to me
he-
that submarines are really unsafe, and I was like, well, submarines are actually the safest form of travel, way, way, way safer than airplanes. And the way we know this is that there's airplanes in the sea, but there's no submarines in the sky.
Yeah, unless you were a German U-boat crewman in World War II. 70,000 went out, 60,000 never came back.
Oof.
Well, yeah, but one of those subs sank because the toilets were complex and too difficult to use.
I remember that story. Yeah, the where you opened up the wrong valves.
Yeah. It blew all the shit back into the compartment.
Well, you know, that was actually proposed as one of the theories for what happened to the USS Scorpion was actually a failure in the TDU, the trash disposal unit, causing a massive flooding event.
Yeah,
But-
that's the 5-inch hole that you don't want water coming in from because you'll never get it shut.
Now,
Yeah, that's like with the Thresher who went down because ice built up on one of the fucking valves. I guess
For the
from
ballast
the
tanks.
the ballast had left it in the open. Was it the opener? The close? It was basically where it blew out the air, but it couldn't shut, and it basically just went down from there.
It actually, the air froze the seawater around where the air's supposed to come out so
Yeah.
quickly that the air couldn't push any water out. Period.
Yeah, that would just suck when that happens. You just know you're just along for the ride after that point. It's eventually going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
Nope.
But these enchiladas are really good.
Homemade this time?
No, I was out getting them at the restaurant just down the block.
yeah, I went to Applebee's last night. They were doing free meals for veterans.
Yeah, Applebee's is just freaking trash, but then again, I can't really say much because I ended up eating free at Denny's, at Chili's,
You
at...
just went round everywhere.
Dude,
Hell yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
hey, I spent
No
most...
offense, dude, but Applebee's could not pay me to eat there.
Yeah, so I went and sat down and ate at a few places, and the way my day went is I went out and had breakfast, then got my hair cut for free, then went and had lunch at Chili's. On the way back from Chili's, I stopped at both Subway and Little Caesars because it was still time, and got food from both of those places for free, which ended up being a combination for dinner.
Oh, did your Subway actually give you for free? Because I heard they were having some issues.
Well,
Yeah.
So the problem is that Subway had it posted on their website and let vendors know who were posting what deals were available, but Subway failed to let their franchisee owners know.
Oh, jeez.
And that was actually, as they were making the sandwich, I was having a conversation with the owner of the one that I stopped at, and her comment initially was, yeah, it would have been nice if they emailed us and let us know. And it is just that, is Subway corporate did not let them know ahead of time once they planned the promotion. But it was all over Subway's website, and it was you could find it through other avenues, so it's not like they could deny it. They just were rather upset because, again, why
would be
didn't
too.
you let us know?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question real quick, Jared? Where did you get your haircut for free?
Sport Clips.
No shit.
Yep.
I had no idea. I go there too. I did not know they did that.
Well,
This is local.
it was no, it's for today. The only, and here's the thing, I initially heard about it because a friend of mine was driving back after they dropped off their camper at their storage unit, and they drove by one, and there was a sign just a little like freaking the temporary like political signs, but it was for Sport Clips saying, on Veterans Day, veterans get a free haircut. So they ended up
That's crazy.
they ended up texting me right away, and I was like, "What? Really? Okay." Went and was it the VA website or was a different news outlet? One of them, I looked up what all the promotions were for today, and that ended up being on there under free services. Is Sport Clips and a couple of their other branding names. So it was corporate wide for them.
You don't get all this free stuff in the UK on Veterans Day.
America.
America. Fuck yeah.
America, baby.
Well, here's the difference. The UK and Canada actually still celebrate it closer to what the actual origin of the holiday was, which was Armistice Day, which was the end of World War One.
Yeah.
So it was essentially Memorial Day 2.0 for you guys. So kind of understand, whereas here in the U.S., we decided to, there was a change to, instead of it memorializing those that were lost during the Great War, it was a celebration for those who came back and survived it.
Yeah.
And then they opened it up for all the other conflicts after.
Did anybody see our illustrious Prime Minister fucking up at the cenotaph?
It's time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like
What does not surprise me?
he basically like they were doing all the call to arms and everything, and he just started walking out when he thought there was the gap. But then, as the person doing all the speaking carried on, he kind of awkwardly shuffled back to his spot, hoping that no one noticed that he stepped out of line. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
Well, Alan got copyright striked on one of it, or copyright claim on one of his streams.
Oh,
Who
I
did?
like that meme.
Alan Evans.
Oh, it's probably something similar to what happened to me during the December 7th show, where I, at the beginning of that episode, I played actually the majority of the speech that FDR gave to Congress, and someone tried to claim that video clip as their own. Here's the problem. They couldn't actually substantiate that they bought or inherited the copyright of the individual who recorded that video. So they had to drop it. Then someone else tried to claim the audio of the speech. And the president, being in an elected office, being a public figure in the employ of the federal government, all speeches written for and delivered by are automatically public domain. Yep. Video is not. Audio is. So I won that fight right quick.
Well, it's the fact that they're trying to kind of claim copyright on something which people want to share and be a part of. You know, it's almost trying to limit your want to celebrate what Veterans Day is. And it's like, no, you're not allowed to take that specific part and share in that. It's selfish.
Yeah, actually another one that I ended up fighting, the Memorial Day special, where I played that compilation of taps. Someone tried to claim that audio, and I was like, no. The one I used was actually performed by the Army Band, which, again, audio makes it automatically public domain. Fuck off!
Let's see. Do I have it? I think I have it flipped.
So, it just... Like, I understand some people wanting to actually protect their own original work and everything. I'm all for that. I agree with that. But don't try to claim shit that isn't yours. I'm looking at you, Kavanaugh. I know you're still trying to do it out there to someone. Which, by the way, another veteran in the community who he is probably rightfully asleep, or he's working the night shift. I can't remember right now, but Sly Sparkane, all of those copyright strikes and everything, all dropped away because, FE Corps couldn't support them.
So here's what Alan said. I can't believe that my
It's
remembered
backwards.
stream got. What was that?
It's
It's
flipped.
backwards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How do I
Oh.
fix that on here again? It's been a while since I've done it.
Okay, so this isn't really a super chat. This is actually a super sticker from Soul Survivor 10 US with the peach doing a thank you. Or no, that's a pear. That
Jared
you
just
know,
wishes it was a peach.
hey, I could eat a peach for days.
There's
There's a reason my wife.
around.
There's a reason why my wife is still around.
Oh, this is stupid.
You know, my wife ever goes back to the audio of some of these shows.
There you go.
I'm going to end up in divorce court so quick it's not
Sorry,
even
back.
funny.
How does that look?
Much better.
Straight in here.
And judging by that laugh, I think she would disagree.
I would hope she would disagree, but you know, there's no telling with that laugh. That laugh can mean, I think it's really funny, or, oh, you done fucked up, son.
Oh, okay, sorry, but before you read that off, Jay, I have to say, Faux Hammer,
Yeah,
freaking
that-
awesome.
that's just made me laugh.
And for those who can't see the live chat who are on the panel, Faux Hammer 335. Thank you for your cervix.
Oh yeah.
rather fitting with the thumbnail for the video right there,
Very true.
which is a great episode, by the way. There's a little clip that they do. But anyways, back to what Alan was saying. I can't believe that my remembered stream got algorithm hit by YouTube for the use of the melody of the last post. It has gone to copyright owners Spirit Music Publishing, UMPG Publishing. What is worse, they are fucking monetizing the video in US and Oceania region. Okay, the video I used wasn't done under fair use, but it hasn't been struck by the Australian Defence Force, who are the copyright owners. That I wouldn't have an issue with.
Yeah. And
So, have you guys heard about the changes to YouTube copyright stuff?
Oh,
So
commercially viable.
yeah, so basically, if it's been posted on YouTube before in any form, then we can use it and they can't copyright us on it. So, is this something that has previously been on YouTube?
I don't
Because
know.
if that's the case, then they are not allowed to copyright claim it anymore. Because the new terms and conditions for YouTube say basically anything you upload to YouTube can be used by anyone on YouTube.
fascinating. I wasn't aware of that nuance, but I was
Well,
of the recent changes. I was more peeved about that whole frickin' spamming emoji BS that they were pulling.
There
Yeah.
has been an update to that actually. Markiplier, it all happened to him, and he got in contact with YouTube, and the actual head of kind of content creation got back to him and was like, "Yeah, this shouldn't be happening." And then he had a conversation with one of the guys who writes the algorithm, and basically they're saying that they're trying to curb spam, and things are getting caught up in it that it shouldn't be. So all the people that on Markiplier's channel that got their accounts banned have been given their channels back and everything. And so if it happens to anyone, then YouTube should be sorting it out.
Speaking of, and just because I love rubbing this in to Brainy, and let's end it with my favorite one. By what they did, what I just did in the live chat should have been a no-go. I just used all 200 characters to post all the different custom emojis that I have for the channel.
And your channel's banned.
But it's It's just that. What kind of what type of person thinks, hey, let's offer this membership program to where people who are members supporting a particular channel have all these custom emojis they can use, knowing that they're going to be used very liberally.
Yeah.
And then start flagging and not just deleting YouTube channel and YouTube access, but the entire fucking Google account for spam
Yeah.
when it's done.
And with Markiplier, for instance, he does the whole thing. He's got some of his emojis. One is a green banner, one's a red banner. And he does things where he will get the audience to decide what he's going to talk about next by either voting with a green or a red thing. So, you know, he's encouraging people to use the emojis. And it's the same with Team Skeptic. Whenever a new member appears on Team Skeptic's channel, you know, we use the dingers and the meat tube and the mankini.
Holy shit, you got it in the right order.
I know. But it's a part of kind of, it's why you've been given those emojis, so you can do these fun things. And for then YouTube to go, oh, well, actually, you've overused them. We're going to take your account away. I mean, if that happened to me, that's my entire livelihood disappeared, you know? And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous because even around here, like we like to throw the bacon emojis and all kinds of silly stuff, but it never gets fully out of hand to where the chat is clogged with bacon emojis. It lasts for 2 seconds and then everybody's back to talking.
Oh
yeah.
I don't, especially here anyway. I don't see a lot of abuse of it.
Oh no, you say that, and it's funny you mention that because the couple channel members that I already have, we've already come to the conclusion. The next emoji that is going to go live once the threshold of the amount of memberships is hit is a custom real live bacon emoji.
Oh, nice.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
NANA has got the best picture of just like, I think you said it was 10 or 11, it was either 4 or 10, I think it was 10 pounds of bacon that he fried off, and it's just sitting on a plate. And it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
That's one of the pictures in the running.
Y'all are just going to be cruel to me, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
You assholes.
I want some bacon now.
Speaking of which, there's some bacon and beer right
They're
here.
talking about bacon.
Factard always brings the bacon and beer.
We can't.
No, Factard. No, not Canadian bacon.
We can't.
Bad Canadian
bacon.
No. It's not Canadian bacon. It's fucking ham.
Thank you.
But
bacon.
We can't forget the Bacon Lord himself, though. They and them, he really is the Bacon Lord.
That's why I threw Bacon Earth for Life up. That's TNT's calling card.
My son and his school went to visit like a zoo, it's a little farm zoo, right? They've got like not that many animals, and they were there where the pig was being born, and they got my son's class to choose the name of the piglet, and they decided Bacon.
Predicting the future already.
That was the pig's name. That was the pig's name in oh shit, what's the football movie, guys, with James Van Der Beek in it?
Varsity Blues.
Yep.
Varsity Blues. You remember the big dude? Hey, that's a bad boy Bacon.
You know, for your son's class to come up with that name for the pig, those kids are savage. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Scotland, mate. You know, Scotland is a place where calling somebody a cunt is a term of endearment.
Oh, kind of like Australia.
Yeah. Scotland is like Australia, but colder.
If you said that on the bus here, it just like grind to a halt. Said that.
Whereas in Scotland, it's like, oh, see that guy? He's a good cunt, him.
But speaking of our favorite wonderful cunts, hey Peter, how you doing?
Peter.
Yeah, very well, thanks. And yourself?
It's another wonderful day up here. It was actually warm enough I could go out on the bike without freezing my nuts off.
Well, it's a little bit overcast here, but it's not too bad today. It's at least it's not the standard 35 that it was the other week.
Yeah, let's be fair. In Australia, if the temperature drops below 30 degrees centigrade, you guys think it's freezing.
Yeah, no, you need an extra 3 jumpers then.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are lucky. Jared's going to get the ice and snow tomorrow. We got it today here in the Midwest, and oh my God.
It's supposed to be snowing here tomorrow as well.
Oh, here's the great thing about being on the coast. It's going to be mostly rain when it gets here. Cold as fuck, but rain.
It
Nothing
started
but
out as
78
rain.
sun here.
It started out as rain today, and then it quickly converted over to sleet and the little snow pellets. It's not hard like sleet. It's just a little pellet of God knows what.
But, you know, guys, you mentioned that about where you are, about the weather, but I don't have to worry about shit randomly catching fire around me.
That is true. We haven't had any. That's the biggest fear now is if we have a storm come in, it'll be lightning, and then it'll start more fires.
Well, I got 90% rain tomorrow, 90% or 10% rain Wednesday, 40, 50, and then pretty much a Washington winter.
Bunch of rain.
Pretty much. Ooh, what's this place?
That's one thing I don't miss
Well,
about being stationed.
My temperature tomorrow, since I've already done the calculation on it, my wind chill is going to be negative 10 centigrade.
But
And I
negative
think
numbers
the-
aren't real. Just ask flat
Well,
earthers.
you know what? I'm not a flat earther, so flat earthers can kiss my ass. Negative numbers are a thing.
I know.
But
I wish I could tell my bank that negative numbers weren't a thing.
Craig, did you ever ask Lindenberg what version of the Bible he was reading from?
I think he gets the Bible and North mythology mixed up every now and then.
No.
oh no, you need to
His
ask
Bible-
him what version of the Bible he reads. You will love the answer.
Wait, okay, what is the answer? Maybe I should have asked this.
The King James Children's Version.
I'm sorry, I may have stroked out for a second. Could you repeat that?
The King James for kids.
Speechless? Fuck me.
That right there should let you know who you were dealing with.
So it's not just a bastardized version of the Bible, but it's one that's been written for kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Hey,
So
fight.
all the blood and guts, all of the bad stuff, nothing with Lot and his daughters is in that.
But the sex is the best thing about the Bible.
Well, incest is best according to Lot.
Keep it in the family.
Hey, fight. I was hitting in your chat when he was talking about the ether and all that shit moving around. I was trying to get you to ask him why in my Orion Nebula pictures from month to month, why does the clouds and stuff don't move in anything? Why is it always the same clouds? If the ether is moving stuff around, wouldn't the clouds have moved between images?
I'm gonna guess the answer would be magic.
I was trying to hit you up in your chat. I think
Sorry.
you got caught up in your super chats.
Yeah, it's hard to keep an eye on the chat and do the show. I do apologize.
No, I just when he brought that up, I was like, why don't you just? I was like, fight. Ask him why in the Orion Nebula pictures from month to month, the clouds and the gas, all the gas clouds and all those, all that shit doesn't move. If it was the ether moving everything around, swirling, why isn't the clouds being moved in those images?
I'm gonna have another conversation with him, and I will ask that.
No,
I mean, your pictures have become a good part of my debunking now because they ruin so many flat Earth claims. It's amazing.
Well, wait till you guys see what I got with my my dedicated solar telescope today. Right now, I'm actually on the computer right now, looking at the what I have and tweaking stuff and stuff like that, and getting rid of all the bad shots I got. But I got some pretty good Mercury transit with a dedicated solar telescope.
Nice.
I posted a couple on my my Astrogeist Twitter page. So
Your stuff's always amazing.
But another thing to point out to him Just use the constellation of Orion. It has changed shape over the centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's just going to complain about, well, we haven't seen it. Well, once again, he's talking about ether, something that physically moves shit around that we can detect with a fucking not accelerometer, but a fog. So why doesn't the clouds and stuff that are inside the Orion Nebula, if it's the ether's affecting everything in the sky, why are they not being whisked away from month to month? Why is it always constantly the same fucking imagery?
Reasons.
Reasons indeed.
Magic
But,
sky genie.
but his whole thing is a fucking. He's not looking for answers. He's looking for.
I gotcha.
He's a contrarian. He will never.
Uh-huh.
No matter what you say, he'll always try and have an excuse of why he cannot accept what we know. He'll always try and come up with something that we don't know to explain away what we do know.
Which is why I was trying to ask him specifically what the explanation for two high tides on a flat Earth is. But his immediate response is to go with, oh, well, the globe can't explain it. I was like, no, I didn't even ask. You're wrong, but I didn't ask that. I just asked for a flat Earth explanation.
Yeah, you. There's a couple times you got caught up in his rabbit hole trap of he would start talking about. You would ask a direct question, he would go off on a tangent, and then you would kind of go with him on that little tangent bit. Then you try and bring him back. It's better just to say you ask him a direct question, he doesn't answer it. You just stop and bring him right back to it, and it's it's just what you have to deal with these kind of people.
He'll come up with he'll start saying something and he'll make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 claims in the one sentence that he's making, and I'm trying to make him stop talking so that I can address just one of the claims that he's made.
I think he literally, on his side, he turns down your volume on his side. So when you start talking, that's why his shit keeps going in and out, because he's messing with stuff on his side. That way, when he hears you when he starts talking, he turns you down so he can't hear you, and then he goes off in his monologue, and then basically he'll turn it back up to see if you're saying anything. If he does, he'll stop. And I think when he keeps turning stuff on and off, that's why his shit gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I did that with flat earthers on the old flat earth debate channels a long time ago. When flat earthers would start going on the monologues and stuff, I would just turn down his fucking volume on my side. I mean, I can't turn down with the whole group, but from his channel, I would just turn down so I don't hear it. I would just start talking. It would just, yeah. Otherwise, you're never going to get a word in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and so another thing to do that will really get his true colors to show, when he goes down that route of trying to attack the globe and he misrepresents it, get his attention, get him to stop, and remind him, Lemon, you need to stop lying. You have been told countless times how your representation is wrong. Please stop doing it. And do it kindly. That way, again,
Be right back, guys.
you control yourself and your delivery and watch them rage.
One thing you kind of also watch out about is when they drop off like that, just kind of, I wouldn't say limit the conversation of what you're having when they're not there, because as far as you know, they're perfectly fine. They're just listening to everything and looking for the next way to try and get in and start having a talk. It's, they drop off and then they're like, okay, my shit's working, but they're talking about me. So instead of me going in right now, I'm just let them talk about me so I can get all mad, and then I'll go in and just start doing the same thing I was doing before. It's better when they drop out like this to start talking about other shit, and when they come back in, just repeat what they repeat where they left off when they dropped off.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, I've got a question. Why do you think there's so many veterans in this debunking community?
Because we don't like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good answer.
Because I could spot a pogue a fucking mile away.
I've generally, ever since I've been doing this, I've been taken aback by how many people that I meet that are veterans that are doing basically the same thing.
Well, it's also like when like JM Truth comes on and he starts yapping about this and that, and he doesn't realize that there's actually veterans in the fucking chat or actually in the hangout. who can actually, you can't bullshit us. We understand the lingo and the wordage and stuff like that. So you basically just come out as a liar straight off, and then you're just going to get attacked on those fucking points.
So has any veteran ever heard of a modified sniper school?
What the fuck is a modified sniper scope?
Yeah, no, not scope, school.
No.
That was one of J.M. Truth's initial claims. Is he went to modified sniper school up in Alaska, when in reality it was more than likely a weapons familiarization course, if even that.
What they'll do. Well, things like, if you want to say like a modified course, will be something of like the Rangers pre-course or the Special Forces pre-course, where you go to a course to see if you can, before you enter into the main thing, that you actually have your land navigation, your physical fitness, that kind of stuff, before you start going into the actual course. So if there was like a modified of anything, it'd be more like a pre-course that they would go to, but he wouldn't be qualified anything. It'd be just basically a familiarization. This is what you're going to be shooting. This is what you're going to be looking at in school. We're going to sit you down and do some classroom work, and you have to do this and you have to do that. That way, when you get to the school, you're not fucking flopping around like a fish out of water because you don't know what the fuck's going on. And they start talking about, range stadia, blah 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 blah, ballistic tables. You're not looking, you don't have this fucking deer in the headlights look, because they found out when people just start getting dumped off in these courses that a lot of the failure rate was that they just couldn't quite grasp the subject fast enough. So they start doing pre-courses. But there's no such thing as a modified sniper course.
No.
Even it's like with fucking Shelley talking about airborne and stuff on her stuff. I'm airborne and air assault, but I'm a fucking dope on a rope, and I'm a fucking seven jump chump. That means I did my 7 jumps that I'm required to do to get my little fucking my little wings on my fucking chest. After I graduated, I never fucking went to an airborne unit by itself. I went straight back to my fucking my heavy mechanized. The only reason why I got airborne because I fucking re-enlisted for it, and I had to beg, borrow, and plead to get the slot. But normally my MOS doesn't get that slot. My MOS, my job. So I got fucking yeah. So when Stellia talks about fucking going to airborne and stuff like that, I can sniff out a bullshit lie a fucking mile away. And when JM starts talking about modified sniper schools and stuff like that, okay.
I mean, I've never met a sniper with glasses as thick as JM Truth's.
He said that he took a modified sniper course. He didn't say school, but like you said, either way, nobody's going to take a partial course on a specialist weapon.
No, but the thing is,
it's a waste of the military's money. It's a waste of everybody's time. You're either going to take the whole damn course and get classified as a sniper, or you're never going to touch that weapon. Period.
Well,
you're not. The thing is, the sniper course doesn't teach you just one weapon. It teaches it teaches the ballistic tables, all this and that. It teaches you how to fucking shoot, scoot. Force. Yeah, it teaches you all the little things. So there's no fucking way as quote unquote modifying. If it was modified, they would have to. You're talking about dropping things that the actual course actually does. So
required,
you don't need to do for your whatever. You don't have to do your PT test. That's not how it fucking works.
Correct me if I'm wrong, FTFT. Didn't he say it was 2 weeks?
Yes, a 2-week course.
Yeah.
He said
it. Fuck out of here.
He said it was a 2-week modified course, and
when they say
ridiculous suggestion. Go ahead.
When they say modify like that, ask him specifically what was taught.
He won't tell you.
No. Yeah, I think actually team asked him that direct question, and he just obfuscated and started talking about other things. Have you guys heard that JM Truth has pretty much been excommunicated from the flat Earth community now?
Well, hang on. Before that, Anthony Davis in the chat has brought up the same point that I've been trying to for a couple minutes. You're also forgetting. Yeah, you're also forgetting. JM was a medic.
They don't do anything but medics. Period.
Yeah.
And only that, how did JM pass that school?
Which school? Medic?
Medic school is difficult, man.
Yeah, but...
So can I just...
It's like the most commonly reclassed...
yeah, but...
AIT. Go ahead.
but it depends how many did he pass it the first time? Did he fucking get recycled? Was he one of those ones who basically fucking skimmed by? Was he one of those ones who
I went to AIT with a couple of former people who did just that. They reclassed because they failed the med. You can only fail that test one time, and you have to get a certain amount right to ever get classified. So the fact that he made it through medic school kind of screams that he's a PO to me, but
I guarantee
says he's not.
I guarantee when he got to his first duty station, he basically got fucking stuck working in the TMC or an aid station, dealing with fucking sick call civs because nobody wanted to fucking deal with his ass.
Well, I definitely have my reason for believing that, just based off what he has said about his time at his last duty station, which was Madigan. He said that, I was there assigned to the ER, but I went around and worked in all these other departments. Guess what that means,
What?
JM? Yeah, guess what that means, JM? It means your department didn't effing want you. They farmed you out to everywhere else they could to get rid of you.
They volunteered him for every detail.
Pretty much.
Gabriella in the chat
JM.
says, I think we've already established that JM is a liar. I'm pretty sure he makes up all of his qualifications. No, he does have a master's of science that he got in 12 months and is basically on making pamphlets. He definitely has that.
But he outstretches it. First of all, your master's of sciences degree has nothing to do with science.
No. See, what he
Technical.
tried to claim was because he's got a master's of science that deals with instructional material, he was therefore a subject matter expert on everything science.
That's ridiculous.
So with that, like in Australia, I was involved with something that's called ASAM. That's the Australian Skills at Arms Meet, the Australian Army Skills at Arms Meet that's held in Australia each year, and
I love
we get
y'all uniforms.
we get representation from like America, the UK, PNG, Indonesia, Malaysia. Pretty much everyone comes down and sends teams. Now, because of that, I was in the lucky position where I was introduced and got to fire a good portion of everyone's weapons. Now, I'm just wondering, does that then make me like some super guru on all weapon systems in the world? I'm just thinking,
Obviously.
like with JM's logic and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
fired them all, so I'm qualified.
Well, JM's the kind of person who probably went down to the fucking arms room and they fucking handed him a fucking he drew a fucking a 50 cal or something like that. Well, actually, he wouldn't even do that in his fucking unit. Drew a fucking 9mm and then fucking fired the thing for at a range one time. Now he became a subject matter expert on all things fucking weaponry.
Yeah. JM did serve. All right. So
Yes, he did.
he's got that respect. He is a veteran. It's some of the things that he's said about what he did, and it's almost as stupid as all of his flat Earth claims.
Yeah, because that's the thing is what he did release as his redacted DD-214 does show some information that lines up with what he has said, but there are other sections that he blocked out completely that would have answered all these other questions.
Like his service ribbons and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but,
why block that out, dude?
But he blocked them out, yeah. Like, not just that, all these training events that he's gone to, sorry, if you are at a course for even just 1 week, there is a certificate of completion, and guess what? Yeah, that's on there. Why would you block that out?
On a DD-214, all one would need to really block out is the top left where your social and your address is, and the very bottom where your commander's names and all that stuff might be, just for their privacy. But everything in the middle, why would you block any of that out? Especially your service area and your classification area, which is
like his MOS is on his MOS his additional skill identifiers. He's not showing.
Yeah.
Because if he had any additional skill sets, he would have those things like a Juliet or an India's and stuff like that.
Correct. There's no reason to block any of that out, and it's suspicious that he did. He took the time to block out basically what the rest of us would have been purposely putting it up there for. Like, this is what I did, you know?
Well, and that's where he, in the video that he released afterwards talking about it, I left a comment saying, I understand this wasn't the intent of why you released it, but you have to see how the manner in which you released it raises more questions than it ever was intended to answer. And instead of him taking my comment saying this to him, is like, dude, I understand where you were coming from, but you done fucked up.
Oh,
There's
so
an
you mean
example of it right there.
it should be
Yeah.
looking like this, you know,
Yeah.
redacted here, redacted there, redacted there.
Yeah.
Down here, family mailing address, yada, yada, yada.
But all that middle stuff there where he's got his training and stuff there, that should all be showing. There's no reason whatsoever to block any of that out. There's no personal information. That's your who's what and everything. Where you've been stationed is on this paper. What courses you've taken. What your highest achieved rank. It's all
all the chest candy right there in block 13.
Boom. Yep. Those are your medals and achievements in the military. You got ARCOMs and, well, he was Army, so yeah. You were Navy, though, so I don't know what you guys' medals are called.
Yeah, you bastard. You got a Navy E.
Oh.
But it does seem that JM has been completely excommunicated from the Flat Earth community now with what's happened with the whole Shelley and the movie thing. Someone just sent me an email of a post he put on Facebook, basically with Bob leaving a comment saying that he's not welcome at FEIC or with FE Corps or anything.
I love it when
Over
fucking
a documentary fallout? Like, what is with these people? That is...
I love it when they
It's
fucking turn on
extreme.
each other. I love it when flat earthers turn on each other.
What seems from right, this is I'm speculating a little bit, but from what I can tell, JM has misappropriated funds that were raised to go towards the movie,
That's not good.
and said that he would pay it back from money that the movie made. And there is some scenes that have been done which JM is insistent are good, but everyone else in the production is saying no, they're shite. We need to do it again. But you can picture what JM's done. Oh, I've
Exactly.
got a bachelor's
That's
in
the first thing I did.
film degree. I say it's right, and I'm the expert. You know, and he wouldn't have backed down.
And I'm just seeing that zombie movie, dude.
Oh my god!
The thing is,
I can never get bored of watching that.
the thing is with fucking. Sorry.
Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry. That was me.
No, I was just gonna say, fucking being a film producer doesn't mean shit that you know anything about photography or stuff like that. All a producer does is, like I've said this before many times, they make sure the fucking bills are paid, that the site where you got to go is fucking been reserved, if there's transportation, and everybody's where they're supposed to be, and the trailer's supposed to be where they're supposed to be. But he's not a fucking. He didn't go to school for. He didn't go to school for audio. He didn't go to school for editing. He didn't go to school for photography. He didn't go there for directing. He went there for fucking film production. There's a big fucking difference.
Yeah.
Look, he's. What
Dumb
you
as
said
fuck.
there,
Fucking flight suit.
how he appropriated funds for his own personal use and was going to pay it back later. That's fucking stealing. You can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And
I
that,
can
that
understand
fucking
why
flight
people
suit.
like Bob and I can understand why people like Bob and them who almost guaranteed donors of that would be pissed about that.
Yeah.
That fucking flight suit is triggering. Just giving you guys that.
I mean, Bob already deals with one person who plays fast and loose with funds. Why would he want to deal with another?
Jaron, who are you talking about?
Let me read to you what Bob
Well,
actually
well, keep in mind, Jism had his personal PayPal account that he used to use for all of his shilling. It got taken away from him. PayPal cut him off. But guess what? He
With
started.
funds in it.
Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
With money in it. Yeah.
So this is what Bob wrote on a post on Shelley Lewis's thing on Facebook. Glad to see this, Shelley Lewis. As soon as I saw the police report that JM filed stating he was only 75% owner of JM Truth Productions, I know there was no criminal case and you were certainly no thief. Clearly, you were telling the truth about owning 25% interest in the company, and Josh is digging a hole so deep that he has ruined his credibility in the Flat Earth community. It's unfortunate this debacle has even occurred, but you have been the one who has acted with integrity here, and I support you 100% in your endeavor to complete this film. I'll be sure to share my own findings regarding this incident with other people who appeared in Behind the Curve, and I'm pretty sure you will have everyone's complete cooperation in completing the film. FEIC supports you, FE Core supports you, Globebusters support you, and the cast of Behind the Curve supports you in your endeavor. Now get out there to make us look good. And JM responded, this was written by Bob Nadell. Unfortunately, Bob, once again, you have assumed too much. Shelley doesn't own that 25%. It isn't honorable to support someone who steals. Bob, you are a moron then because you support what she did. Isn't it nice to see the Flat Earth fighting in with each other?
I love it. They all have to be right, and they all have to be in charge, and they all have to be the fucking ones with the master plan.
Yeah.
And none of them want to be not that person. They want to be that guy. They want to be
The beautiful thing is that the police have actually done like an investigation, and they found out their findings were basically that it's a civil matter. There's been no federal misdemeanor or anything, and that was the official report from the police. But JM, being as stubborn as he is, was like, "No, the police are wrong. The officer got it wrong." Like, no, he's done his fucking job, and now you're not only saying that everyone else is wrong, but the police are also wrong.
Did he go to the school of Kyle Curtis?
It sounds like it.
It sounds like he does, huh?
And
Well, he didn't learn then because he should have gotten 95% of the company, not 75.
He would have got away with it for a couple months.
well,
you know?
and
Think
speaking of the
about this.
whole
Think
Kyle
about where
thing,
that. Think about where that confrontation between JM Truth and Shelley took place.
In a casino.
Utah.
in a freaking casino.
What
In
were
a
they doing in a
casino.
casino? Was he spending the fucking movie money there or something?
That was
Sounds like it.
was my question when I
Probably
first
double
saw it. And of course, the Bible does say, "A fool and his money are soon parted."
Yeah.
I love fucking JM's in that fucking video when you look at what he's wearing. He's wearing fucking a vest and shit like he's fucking about to go on a photo safari in the fucking deep dark Africa when he's inside a fucking casino. I guarantee you he's wearing that shit in that casino, get ready to go to the airplane. So people look at him like he's fucking somebody important. Like, ooh, he's got all that stuff on him. He's wearing a vest with camera gear. He must be really important. And he just, it's all about fucking. He's got a fucking ego, and he needs to be this fucking center of attention.
Yeah, 100%. He's never wrong about anything ever.
No, but he's not only, but when he's, you always see when he's getting it, he's having discussions. He's always worried about his image. He's always worried about people knowing that he has his degrees, that he is important, that he is smart, that you can't call him stupid. It's all about appearance. It's all fucking narcissism buried inside fucking flat Earth, bullshit. But it even comes out when he's in that video. He's wearing stuff in a casino like he's about to go on a fucking safari. It's nothing to do with about his doing a movie in a casino. It's all about when he's walking around, people look at him like, wow, why does he carry all that camera gear? Is he like a producer? Is he like somebody important that we need to like watch or something? That's the only reason why he fucking does that shit.
There's another thing about that video of them in the casino, and that's the fact that who were the security guards standing around? JM, right? And
yes.
All these security guards, they would be trained in things like body language, as to who is going to be aggressive and things like that. Yet they were surrounding JM, and that to me says that JM was the one that was being aggressive and was in the wrong and was making a scene.
I like how JM try and get around them, or he try and get around the slot machines to.
Yeah, exactly.
And they basically walked in front of him, and they kind of figured out where he was going. JM really wanted to get his hands on fucking Shelley, which I kind of wish it was, because then that would have been even fucking better, because then that would be a fucking assault charge on JM, which would have made my fucking popcorn eating that day a little bit more memorable.
He's never going to back down. He's always going to say that he was in the right and everyone else doing the investigation has been wrong.
Yep. And now putting his name on with his quote unquote production company, which I don't even fucking think it is, but whatever. Now it's going to have the stigma over it. Even if he tries to do stuff in quote unquote in the normal world, people are going to look this shit up and like, whoa, wait a minute. This is the kind of fucking individual this fucking clown is. We're not working with this motherfucker.
See, I want to know who paid him to make a movie after seeing the zombie movie.
Wait, he did a zombie movie?
Wait, you don't remember that zombie?
Oh my
movie?
god! In his zombie movie, I think the zombies are T-Rexes. I'm not sure because they can't see people if they move if they don't move.
Hold on, I'll get it.
But he's really into fucking Star Wars.
I would rather that go unseen.
I've watched the whole thing.
I'm sorry you had to witness that.
Yeah, I'm sorry as well.
Let me ask her: Did you have to get eye bleach afterwards?
Well, I had to find my eyes. They tried to escape my head.
So, from God's Auditor in the live chat, there are very few women I wish harm on. Bitches who graduated West Point with 0 rank because the government gave me lupus are on the list. Yeah, so apparently Shelley is the only person in human history to be afflicted with a genetic disease from a vaccine.
By the military.
No, not from the military, by a vaccine.
I want to know when Shelley went. I want to know when Shelley went to airborne school.
Sorry, I'm going to have to take. Shelley said she got lupus from a vaccine.
Yes.
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 Does she know what lupus is and how you get it?
Apparently not, because she got really pissed when I asked her for the medical case study, since she is the first person to ever get a genetic disease from a vaccine.
That's like saying you got a broken leg from a vaccine. You know, it's just not something that could make one thing happen to the other. Like,
yeah, but it sounds scary, so just roll with it.
My God.
Yeah.
I want to know when she went to airborne school. Supposedly when she put on their fucking whatever fucking bio for that fucking film that says whatever thing she says airborne. I just want to know when she went to airborne school, because normally at West Point you go to airborne school. Either you go to your branch and you get your fucking training, your branch unit, then you go to an airborne, then you go to airborne school before you go to permanent party, or you go to airborne school en route to your branch training, then you go to permanent party. So I'm just wondering when she fucking did it. If she was, after she graduated from West Point, that's as far as she went. She never went to a fucking permanent party unit. So.
Yeah, because her whole thing is she was released from her contract. She was released from active duty because of the lupus diagnosis as the result of a vaccine. So
yeah, I just want to know when she was kicked. When she was chaptered. Was she chaptered? Did she graduate West Point? Then they fucking found this stuff, so she basically became a fucking a training room bitch doing bitch fucking work in the offices while they were waiting for her fucking chapter work to pass, or what did she do?
Did you see her in that fucking Jubilee video? When the way she described herself, I'm a logical thinker, a critical thinker, and I jumped out of airplanes.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Unless she jumps out of airplanes, in civilian world, which you can do. Which, if she's saying airborne, that's kind of has some specific language when you're dealing with military guys.
So Anthony Davis apparently has heard more of a detailed story from her. From in the live chat, Anthony Davis says she said lupus, arthritis, and leukemia from 12 vaccines right before deployment to Haiti. That is a lie. I went to Haiti and we got 3 shots. Anthony, that sounds about right.
I mean, let's just unravel that a second. So her vaccines gave her lupus, arthritis, and what else is it?
Leukemia.
Does she know what any of those things are?
Was she fucking...
No.
Was she fucking National Guard?
I mean,
maybe.
She'd be in every medical study ever.
Guard, even in the National Guard, they would not do that.
Yeah, but there's no National Guard, no active duty units went down to Haiti.
Right.
Oh,
That's all National Guard.
She also
But
said
it was,
she
there
went.
was reserve though.
Hang on. So from Anthony Davis, she also said she went on deployment while she was studying at West Point.
Yeah, horseshit.
God's
Yeah.
daughter says she never even got rank. She was a black dot for 5 years. Yeah, I don't
She
know.
was a cadet.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Oof.
I'm not sure how West Point does it, but I know the Naval Academy, the midshipmen will end up on small contingents out on surface combatants during the summers between sophomore and junior year equivalent of their collegiate and university training, because that's around the time that they have to determine, are you actually going to serve as an officer, or are you going to have to owe us for all the college training that you've received?
In the Army, when they're going through like ROTC or even West Point, the fucking cadets, I think it's during their senior year, they go to their respective branch, and they'll go to a actual line unit where they actually will play fucking platoon leader, or they'll fucking work in one of like the S3 or the S1 or the S2 shops, where they'll go in there and kind of get their little fucking feet wet when they're dipping into the fucking pond.
Oh my God.
To see if, yeah. So, but the thing is though,
Marty Moose says his brother was active duty and he was sent to Haiti, so maybe we're wrong on that.
I'm just trying to figure out what unit would have gone to Haiti.
Construction.
Yeah, they were engineers.
I've really
Okay.
not looked into Shelley that much. I've focused so much more on JM, but I feel like Shelley needs a very good episode of Thrifts Are Idiots.
When I said line
right,
units,
buddy.
when I was talking about like active duty, I was talking about like infantry or those kind of things. I do understand that the engineers would have gone, but I was talking more of the line of
The frontline unit.
Yeah.
Well, engineers are frontline too, but I was talking more like infantry to go down there and fucking keep the peace. And so I do understand like CBs and engineers go down there, but I'm talking more like the Shelley side of the fucking thing, which who knows what the fuck she was going in for.
No.
But cadets do fucking show up to the unit, and they'll fucking pretend to be a platoon leader. They'll get stuck out in fucking front of formations, and they think they run shit for a little bit, but they always get fucking kicked to the back because they ain't running shit. And then that's pretty much it. So I'm just trying to figure out when she went to her airborne school, if she did it during one of the summers, but normally during the summers, cadets will go to different, like if you're ROTC, you'll go up to fucking Fort Lewis, Washington. You'll play fucking little Army games of, doing fucking land nav and small unit training and NBC stuff, and doing what they call it, what's that stuff, obstacle course crap, land navigation crap. They'll do all that kind of stuff, and they get some branches will do display for them, like the infantry will do their fucking thing, and the tankers will do their thing, and everybody does a little fucking show for them. So I was trying to figure out when she did what she did, but if you're a fucking cadet, you're not going to go on fucking deployment because first off, you don't have any experience being going down there in the first place. So,
Wow. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come in and say Happy Veterans Day to everyone. I'm going to get off now because it's 3 a.m. for me. Thanks for inviting me in. And I'll speak to you all later.
Later.
Boy, Craig.
Later, Craig.
Later.
Bye.
Later, Greg.
Now, from Jeremy Mendoza, I don't think it was lupus. She was probably afraid to admit it was really an STD.
I'm just trying to figure. No, I like to see her fucking DD-214 and what she did, where she went.
Again, it is curiosity. I mean, they've made a bunch of these statements and claims, and it's like something don't quite smell right here.
No, especially when you use vague fucking language of airborne, and I was deployed when I was at West Point, and okay, what the fuck were you doing? What unit did you deploy with? That kind of stuff. Who was your fucking, that falls under who you deployed with, but who's your command, not your commander by name, but all the little fucking nitty gritty details.
Classified. That's all they're gonna say.
Well, it's like
Haiti wouldn't be classified.
Well, it's like Anthony Davis in the chat here. He says, towards me, I was infantry. 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marines, Fox Company, 1st Platoon, 1st Squad. You don't know... People who haven't been there don't know the breakdown and the proper order of the terminology for an infantry unit like that.
Well, it'd be like me saying, God damn, let's pick Germany. Alpha Battery, First Platoon, First Platoon, 3rd Bradley. I mean, First Platoon, 3rd Squad, Bravo Battery, 5th Battalion, 5th Air Defense Artillery, 1st Armored Division, McKelvey Barracks, Germany. That's how we would say it.
Huh. That's interesting. It's not how I would put mine. I would just put mine as 187 infantry mortars.
Oh, we would. Well, if I was just doing it, that mean I was doing it the long way. If I was just saying it otherwise, it would be First Platoon Bravo 558. Bravo 5380A.
Yeah, that works too.
I was doing the long, drawn out for people who don't understand.
Yeah, I went in between squads. So over the 4 years, so I went from 1st Squad to 2nd Squad to 3rd Squad to 4th Squad. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, in 88 Bradley platoons, it was, you have your platoon, then you're broken down into fucking squads, and each squad has its own vehicle. So, and then you would start breaking.
Like AT platoon was like that when I was in headquarters company. It kind of broke down like a hotel unit.
Yeah, then if you start breaking it down, if you're out in the field, you break it down even more. So if you're on the radio, and
wait, was anti-tank hotel or were they Mike? I forget.
You talking about the tows on top of trucks?
Yeah, on top of Humvees. Those are Mikes, right?
I think those are. Mikes. Yeah, those are 11 Mikes, if I remember.
11 Hotel was Bradley. This is back in the 90s.
Yeah, there are Mikes at Fort Irwin. Mikes are in Killer Troop, and they drive around the BRDMs with the fucking tow missiles up on top of it.
Oh, ours had Humvees with tows. I'm
talking about a Humvee Vismod. At the front, made to look like a fucking BRDM, but it's basically a fucking up armored Humvee with a tow system on top of it.
What year is that?
They do it now.
Oh, okay. They must not have done it when I was back in, because ours was just. I mean, they had the same Humvees that we did. So the anti-tank platoon had. They had cargo, and then they had the other kind, the more compact Humvees.
The 998s?
Yeah, I think that's what you called them. I can't even remember the nomenclature, but yeah, they had them with the Mark 19 and the tail on top.
Yeah, it just depends. At Fort Irwin, the Killer Troop, that's they're Killer Troop, the K Troop. They call them the Killers because they go out there and basically will park the entire fucking Humvee behind a rock and just have the tow missile up on top and just start taking out shit down there in the valley.
Yeah, we used to cross train with our Mikes all the time. Cross train.
But I was talking about with the radio with the Bradley units.
For a little bit more.
When you would have somebody give you're out in the field and they call your vehicle and they would normally say, the driver would answer and just be they would say 1-3 Delta or 1-3 Golf or 1-3 Actual. If you're the 1-3 Actual, you're the vehicle commander. If you're the Golf, you're the gunner. If you're Delta, you're the driver. Da 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 da.
Yep.
Because you would hear them a lot with like, hey 1-3, hey just 1-3, this is 1-4. 1-4, this is 1-3. Hey, can you get your actual for me? And then they would fucking, hey, Sergeant so-and-so, they need you on the radio.
I hated RTO work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having to give my sons the good news they've been wanting to hear all night. There's no school tomorrow.
Why?
Yeah, why?
All the backcountry roads, including the one we live on, are iced over like you have never seen.
And
that's what feet are for.
Hang on. And in that part of the country, they're not prepared for that. Why?
Because this county is one of the poorest in the state.
Budget cut.
and they don't have the plows unless they're interstate or highway and are funded by the federal government. That means they can't even run the county plows that they were purchased with federal with federal money, which all of our plows were. Yeah, they
Virginia?
can't go on the backcountry roads.
Are you Virginia?
Where do you live at?
Missouri.
Oh, you're Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh, that explains it.
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
It's Missouri. It's not Missouri.
Missouri. Yes.
I'll be back,
I
fellas.
call it Missouri because it's close enough to Missouri for me.
I'm sure I don't live in that part of the world.
Yeah, I'm only like what, 60 miles from Fort Leonard Wood. I'm 130. I'm 130 from Whiteman.
Fort Lost in the Woods.
Yeah. Oh, I went and learned how to drive the big ass trucks out there when I was 80, so yeah.
Well, that's what you need to get. You get yourself like a Hemet and throw your kids in the back of it and just make runs.
Well, you know what? I would if I could afford one.
Go to Gov Planet. You can get used military vehicles. I actually got right now.
Again, you have to have money incoming to be able to afford something like that.
Yeah, they're only like $8,000.
Yeah, and I make $735 a month on my disability.
Steal one. They're free.
Yeah, until you get caught and it's 25.
I didn't say about the long-term process. We're talking about the short-term goal here.
We're talking long-term end result here. We're not talking, short-term gain.
Well, steal it and drive it in the woods and camouflage it. You got skills.
No.
When everything blows over, when everything blows, just don't steal the ones with sand color because I'm not going to be here. No, I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
You got to get the woodland pattern.
I've got camouflage netting to match the surroundings around here. I'm pretty sure I can come up with something.
That's what the kids are for. You give them a fucking Tootsie Roll every time they run out of a can of paint. So get hot.
Oh, I'm amazed by. Oh wait, never mind. Probably change subject. Never mind.
What? Who?
No, never mind. I'm not on snow. Change subject.
I just wanted him to steal a Hemet.
Who would want to steal one?
Oh, wow.
Or it could be worse. He could steal a fucking hit. You can just get the entire fucking town transported around with that bastard.
Yeah. Hey, Jake,
You gotta change the tire.
Park on the window again. Let her in.
You just gotta change the tires on the fucking trailer every fucking so often.
So in the live chat, Marty Moose said it's supposed to get down into the teens tomorrow here in Alabama. Schools have been postponed. Schools have postponed openings because of the cold. See, Alabama, I can understand not being prepared for the cold, but not Missouri.
Well, it's like North Carolina. When I lived in North Carolina, they never even factored in snow days. And so whenever they had days of snow where kids couldn't come into school, they always had the school year, they had to make up the time. So they would have to have kids come in on Saturdays and shit to actually make up the time.
Jared, when I was going to high school in Bourne before I joined the Army in '93, the fucking I remember having the high school would fucking shut down when the snows fucking hit the Cape.
Well, the streets in the Cape, there's really not much you can do there, but up my way in actual civilization, it took like 1.5 foot of snow on the ground in rapid fashion for them to close school for us. Delays happened, like a 1 or 2 hour delay would happen if they needed to clear the roads well enough to for the buses, but even that was rare.
Yeah, I remember going to LCC when I got out of the Army. I had to drive in whiteout conditions 45 minutes because the LCC wouldn't close during snowstorms. You'd have to drive through it.
on fucking Cape Cod. Oh, look, the grass is shiny in the morning. Oh, school's canceled.
Yeah.
There goes.
That's
in
about the
North
way it was in
Carolina.
Texas when I was going to school.
Well-
was they would shut. I mean, if it was just a light glazing of sleet, they would shut it down.
That's kind of like North Carolina. North Carolina, they'd always sell out of milk and bread for some weird reason right before a winter storm.
Blame the blizzard of 78. That shit happens up this way too. If a strong enough storm is in the forecast, the day before, store shelves will be cleared out of basics like that because you have a lot of people from that generation who were literally snowed in for a week.
Yeah, but they didn't sell out of soup. They didn't sell out of soup
No.
or bottled water or anything else. Just milk and bread.
No one said the people who were doing that was smart.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think maybe you and I have had that conversation before, but I never figured that one out. I'm sitting there, I'm like, my wife and I are like buying up soups and stuff like that, and everybody else is buying, like, we're like looking at the milk aisle and the bread, and it's all gone. And we're like, the fuck wants that shit? It's like when I was in Fort Drum, New York during the ice storm, and shortly after the ice storm was starting to settle down and everything was starting to actually level out and everything, I had a news broadcast about the amount of milk that spoiled during the ice storm. And my buddy Penny went, he goes, I'm from California, and even I'm not this stupid. The fuck does milk go to waste during an ice storm? Just stick it outside.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, God's auditor. I was stationed on Patterson Air Force Base. Air Force closed for anything. Cushiest army posting ever.
Mine out wasn't like that. You'd have 8
Yeah.
feet snow walls and you're still going.
Yeah,
we
fucking.
closed 12 hours at Drum during Ice Storm 98. It was great. Got fucked up. Paul's got
fucking-
delivered fucking chem juice.
Fucking Air Force Base will shut down if the Burger King on post runs out of fucking lettuce for their Whoppers.
Eh.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Well, how else do you expect them to get their salad?
Because they toss that shit.
Eh, well, so let's see.
Hey, but
Florida-
don't bash them because, man, they're there when you need them. If you're in a combat zone, all of a sudden you're like, oh, God, the Air Force is here.
The only time I've had to worry about weather-related things, let's see, in Jacksonville, we had a hurricane that we closed down for. Although we didn't fully close down, they just went down to essential base personnel only, and because they relocated all the aircraft, normally AIMD was essential personnel, but since all the birds left, they said, okay, you guys aren't this time. Just keep enough people to keep an eye on your buildings. Which for a hurricane kind of makes sense. But then in Yokosuka, the short time I was there for the winter, nope, nothing shut down when it snowed and got bad there, ever. Whidbey Island, we actually went to essential base personnel only. But again, I was at the AIMD. We still had to go in. Motherfuckers.
At Fort Drum, I remember walking a city block to get to the closest PX. It was kind of like a PX. It wasn't a full PX, but it was like, one of those little kind of shopettes. It was like it was probably more like 2 blocks away from my battalion in whiteout conditions. It dropped I can't remember. It was ridiculous. It dropped 3 feet of snow in 9 hours or something stupid like that. And my buddy
I remember
to the shop to get our haircuts.
I remember at Fort Lewis, this was in '96. We had a big fucking winter snowstorm come through, and Fort Lewis got dumped full of fucking snow. But us single soldiers lived maybe half a mile, not even that, to the fucking motor pool. So we were all getting ready to go down to fucking PT in the morning. The CQ's like, nope, it's essential personnel. It's like, yes, I'm fucking standing. So I went back in the room, started changing back to the civilian clothes, and here comes the fucking CQ. All right, if you're a driver and you go down the fucking motor pool, start up all the Bradleys. So I was like, fuck me. Because you don't have to. Because you don't have to worry about fucking driving and stuff. Because single soldiers living in the barracks back then didn't have all this fucking money like after 9/11, where people deploying got money. If you were living in the barracks, you didn't have a fucking vehicle, unless you fucking had money or you came in with it. But anyways, the fucking CQ came knocking on all the fucking doors of all the drivers, because the drivers live close to the motor pool and nobody could drive down there from their fucking housing. So like, if you're a driver, you're basically working today, so get your ass down the motor pool, start with the fucking Bradleys, let them run to operating temperature, and sweep all the snow off the top of them. Like, fuck me.
I had something like that happen in Fort Drum when it got down to like negative 43 or something like that. And then with the wind chill, it made it like negative 60 to 65. And they were like, nope, they're canceling. The CG gave out the order that there was not going to be any outdoor activity. And then the next word we get from our first sergeant is, hey guys, go down to the motor pool, move the Humvees out, because the snowplows are going to come and get all the snow out of the fucking motor pool area. So we went down there, and I was outside for like we had 2 new guys that had to come into the platoon. They were from Florida. They both went down with fucking hypothermia. And we were down there trying to move these Humvees, but none of them would start because it was so fucking cold. And the next thing we know, we get word, oh yeah, the plows aren't coming. The CG said canceled outdoor activity. So I was actually out in my motor pool, my unit's motor pool, for 16 hours that day in negative 60 degrees.
That's how it was. That's how it was in fucking Korea. Gets down to the fucking minuses and the deep teens, and you're like, oh, it's fuck. I'm not going out there to do shit. It's fucking cold as fuck out there. And then all of a sudden, you start here. The CQ would come around and the fucking. Sorry, not the CQ, but the duty driver would drive around the Humvee and knock all the fucking go into all the barracks and go, guess what, everybody? Cold starts. So every 4 hours, and you go down to a fucking motor pool and start up every vehicle, everything get up to operating temperature, and then you basically got to go back down every fucking 4 hours. Basically rotate it out. So basically, drivers just go down inside the Bradleys, start it up, lower the fucking ramp, go inside, crawl through the fucking hole, raise the fucking ramp, start the heater, and just pass out inside. Just be Bradleys, just be running fucking for like.
You guys could actually start them, because we couldn't get. We got 1 Humvee.
No, we got
between us, the medics, and the AT platoon, we got 3. We got 3 Humvees running.
Oh, we would have some of the vehicles, because we had to do this every 4 hours, so they basically would be staying warm anyways. But initially, when this fucking thing kicks off, you usually get like 1 vehicle started, and guess what comes out? The fucking slave cables, and you're fucking jumping shit all over the fucking place.
Yeah, we were trying straight ethanol in with the diesel and all sorts of shit to get all sorts of ways to try to cheat.
On Bradley's would start pretty good on fucking in cold weather. You would think the fucking the shit would freeze in there, but they would start with all the fucking batteries we had in that shit, that crank that bitch over, she would fucking crank, and then sometimes they wouldn't crank. But if you got 1 started, then there's fucking slave cables being passed from fucking hatch to hatch to hatch. So you got to get those fucking vehicles started. So the entire motor pool looks like this fucking fog. Is all the 88 Bradleys got started. So you got fucking 15 Bradleys got to get started. And then here comes the infantry guys. And they got to start all their fucking Bradleys. And that's an entire fucking battalion of them. So they're all starting their shit. And then here come the Humvee guys. And all the Humvees get started. And then the fucking Hemmets and the fucking 5 tons and this and that.
We just had the Humvees, and we had some deuce and a halves and stuff, but that was supports vehicles, so we just had to worry about our own. It was medics, AT, and mortars, headquarters mortars, because we had the 81, so that we only had to worry about our Humvees, but we only got like 3 of them to start, and they were getting cables and everything to get ready. We pulled out like 90% of the Humvees. So out of the 3 vehicles, the 3 Humvees we got started, we had to use tow cables to tow the other ones out of the motor pool area and then position them, because these plow trucks were coming. And then once we got them all the way out of the motor pool and everything and lined up, dressed, because the first sergeant wanted them all done up nice and pretty. Then next thing we know, we're sitting there waiting 2 hours. And then he says, oh yeah, the plow trucks aren't coming. CG's orders, outdoors activities have been canceled. So we did all of that shit for nothing. I was out there till like 9 o'clock at night with these Humvees. We had nothing.
Yeah, in the Bradley world of ADA, they put in the motor pools had to be stuck with infantry guys. We never fucking had to move vehicles for any snow plows. If we had the fucking snow was getting plowed, it was soldiers out there with pieces of plywood, basically walking around like big snow shovels, pushing shit around. And then when people start losing their fucking minds, they start making snow angels and fucking snow and piles of snow they pushed around.
Yeah, that used to be how we indoctrinated our new guys. If they came in during the winter, we used to dump them into a freaking pile of snow.
Well, back in this wouldn't even happen now, but back in the early '90s, in the 88 batteries with the Bradley guys, if you went out to the field and you went to gunnery, and this was in Germany, on table 8, which is your qualification table, the first night you're there is all the safety brief, and then usually the next morning is when they start doing they call them the day tables. But that night, the first night, if you're a brand new lieutenant, you're fucked because you're about to get duct taped to your fucking your cot, and you're gonna get dragged out to the fucking Bradley, and you're gonna get fucking either taped up to the side of the Bradley, or you're gonna get taped to the fucking barrel, and they're gonna have fucking fun with you. So, but those were good. Those times when that kind of shit would never fucking happen these days because you get some whiny motherfucking platoon leader.
That's hazing. Why are you doing it?
But the thing is, it was so fucking esprit de corps. You just get. He knows it's fucking coming, so the L2 be like trying to sleep with his fucking eyes open or his boots on, because he knows about to fucking happen. But then in the middle of the night, he gets all fucking wants to get warm, so he kind of like throws his fucking fart sack over him. And like, oh, he's fucking fair game now, so everybody just gets to fucking. They got their duct tape rolls already from the fucking supply, and as soon as he passes out, rip, 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 and they take him outside. They prop him in the vehicle. Everybody poses pictures with him. They'll fucking put him upside down. They'll put him up on the engine deck. They'll prop him about the fucking barrel. If you got him off his fucking cot, you would tape him to the fucking barrel and prop it up like a dick. They did all kinds of fucking things with those lieutenants. And the thing is those fucking lieutenants now are like full-bird colonels and fucking I know one's at least a one-star general now in the air defense community. So that's like that kind of community, but now it's all fucking, you gotta be kid gloves, can't be mean to him, can't haze him, can't do anything with him. And it's like, fuck this noise, I'm getting out of the Army.
And people wondered why I said that there were no chance in hell I was going to stay career after year 4. Simply because the management style of the Navy in general was changing in a bad way. It was not just the senior enlisted leadership was going to hell, the officer corps was going to hell, and a lot of the decisions they were making was all about a bottom line operating budget instead of getting the job actually done.
Well, in the Army, it turned into this fucking whole thing about counseling and stuff like that. If you done fucked up, instead of getting your ass fucking chewed, taken outside and fucking rolled around the grass and shit in the dirt for about an hour,
it's all documentation.
Now it's all fucking, everything's gonna be on fucking pen and paper. Because when I first came in, I got my fucking ass chewed, and I got my ass smoked, and I was pissed off, and I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna argue with my squad leader. I'm not gonna win this fucking situation. So I knew, but one of the things that resounded with me when he fucking told me was like, you know what? Because he told me this, you know what? And I'm not gonna say my name, but he's like, you know what, so and so, I can't make you do shit, but I can make you wish you fucking did it. And ever since then, that mentality has stuck with me the entire fucking time. And even when I get ready to retire, I didn't play the fucking counseling thing. It's like, you got a problem with your fucking soldier, you got a problem with this, you got a problem with his fucking room, take his ass outside and roll around the fucking dirt for about an hour until he gets all sweaty and nasty and he don't want to play no more. Then he fucking learns his lesson, because if he does it again, he knows what's about to happen. If they don't want to fucking clean their room, this is what you do. You have them take all their shit out of their fucking room and clean the room that way. Then they put all their shit back in. Used to call it the 7 days of hell when I was a private, and it worked for me. So here you go. But nope, now it's all, let's have a counseling session. You got to talk to them. Either they're having problems at home, or their cat fucking didn't eat their food in the morning, so they're a little bit mad, or their Facebook group they got pushed out of. So you need to kind of have a talk with them. Like, I'm getting the fuck out. I'm retiring. This is not fucking. I'm not playing this game.
They're fee.
Yeah, I hate that shit. Like when I first got in, it was the same way. You just got. They'd sit there and you do work until they were tired of it, not you. But the worst for me was not when they would make me do something or when I would make somebody do it. It's when you go after their buddy. Like, all right, so you don't want to listen, so we're gonna have everybody but you sit in the front lean and rest position or something like that. And that
Yeah.
gets the best results because then you got to deal with all your buddies later.
Yeah, the whole mass punishment. I love that shit.
Yeah, and you punish everybody but the person being a doucher.
Yeah,
And
because
I never was a fan of the way they come after your money and all that stuff over some ridiculousness, probably, because people have horrible days. And yeah, you have to maintain your military bearing and all that. But at the end of the day, unless somebody got in a fight and physically harmed somebody else or some really extreme shit, we never did paperwork here where we're in my unit. And they wanted us to, but that's just silly. You can solve all that shit without ever bringing the first sergeant or sergeant major into it. It's just
it'd be like you cut back in the day you come to formation without your boots fucking being shined or your uniform being pressed. Well, guess what? You're gonna be pressing all your stuff in the evening and then showing it to me, all 4 of your uniform pressed and everything like that. We'll play this fucking game. You want to clean your fucking room? Then we'll play that fucking game too. You want to come to formation late? Now we'll fucking play that game too. I'll make you come in all kinds of fucking goofy uniforms. You'll you miss fucking 6:30 formation because you fucking overslept. Well, guess what? At 9 o'clock you're coming in fucking class A's, and then at 11:30 you're gonna be coming in fucking full battle rattle. At 1 o'clock you're gonna be fucking full battle rattle with fucking face camo on. 16:30 end of the day formation you're gonna be in fucking mop 4. I'll just keep playing this fucking game. You lose your fucking gear out in the field like your Kevlar or whatnot. I'll make you fucking wear your shit for a goddamn a month until you get fucking tired of it. And to the point where you're about to think you're about to fuck up, you'll start shaking because you don't want to fuck up.
Oh, the good old fashion shows.
Right, but like you said, what's the fun in doing all this paperwork when you can legitimately
actually
embarrass somebody in front of everybody? Yeah.
Well, it's not so much embarrassment. It really is training. It really is a learning and teaching moment. Simply by going straight to the paperwork, that's not nearly as effective as actually making it fucking hurt, putting some physicality to it in a way that is not actually making them eat your fist. There are better ways to get the point across and get them to play along faster and more effectively than, I'm just going to write this down. Because let's be honest, any ramifications from a written counseling aren't going to show up until it's time for a promotion board or something. And guess what? If they're fucking up like that, do you think they really care about a promotion? No.
Well,
no, exactly.
It was like with my when I became an E5, a sergeant. I got my own Bradley, so I had my own driver, my own gunner, and my own 2 little fucking oxygen thieves in the back of my fucking Stinger team. And usually Stinger team guys would they weren't fucking 14 Romeos, which is my MWest. They were 14 Sierras, which is Stinger dudes. So they had a different kind of mentality about being on a Bradley. And sometimes I had a couple times where I had the team chief would not make it to formation on time or things like that, or he would oversleep in the morning when he came, coming from the barracks or whatnot. And besides doing all the fucking training for him, I wouldn't sit him down after I'm smoking their ass, and I'm sitting there in the front line of rest, and I'm right there in front of their face talking to them directly. I would say, do you know why I'm doing this? And they're like, I don't understand, Sergeant, or ask me. They would say, it's like this. You're a Stinger team chief. You're one of my dismounts. It's you and your gunner. We're sitting on a fucking hillside somewhere, and I have you guys dismount in a fucking foxhole 200 meters out in front of my Bradley so you can see the valley, and my vehicle is parked on the reverse slope, so my vehicle is hidden. You need to be awake and ready to go at LD, which would be they call line of departure, basically when, if you got people, when the starter pistols get shot off. That's what you would think an LD is. Bang. Okay, all of a sudden, so things aren't happening. And you need to be Redcon 1 at 0430, and LD is about to be 05. We're staying here, but you need to be up and ready and you need to be doing what you need to be doing at fucking LD. You need to be ready. The battle's happening. What I don't need to fucking do is be second guessing if my fucking team chief is sleeping in this fucking foxhole with this fucking gunner because he doesn't have the self-discipline to wake his ass up on time. I don't have fucking time for that shit. I'm over here in my vehicle trying to make sure everything's fucking going. I'm trying to remain hidden. I don't need to be fucking walking on top of a hillside where the enemy can be watching me with fucking thermals and picking out where I'm at and throwing artillery on everybody. So this is why I'm getting on your ass about being on time where you're supposed to be, because you need to learn time management, and your fucking time management fucking skills suck. So until you figure this process out, just keep knocking them out until you get fucking tired. When you do, flip over. If you start shaking, then I guess you learn your lesson.
I love how like especially privates never would understand why we're so heavy about being on time places. It's training. It's not about right here and now. It's about when it's important. And so I used to hear this complaint every day when you'd show up at 30 minutes early for something that you're going to stand in line 3 hours for, and just the same bitching every time. And I used to laugh about it constantly. Like, dude, you're getting paid. What do you just shut up and show up?
Yeah, it was the thing. It's kind of neat when I was getting ready to retire. And there's some of the NCOs that I went on Facebook. And I was telling them I'm getting ready to retire, and they're like, a couple of them now are warrant officers. I had a couple that went green to gold, and some are now first sergeants and sergeant majors. Basically, passed me up. And the thing is, they always thank me for the things that I fucking taught them. I had problem zones that I never heard from again, but the ones who always made it through the system, who are now first sergeants and sergeant majors and warrant officers, CW3, CW4s, they all fucking thank me for I'm not trying to put feathers in my cap here, but the thing is, I taught them self-discipline, to be right time, right place, right uniform, right attitude, and that's the kind of things they teach their fucking units or their soldiers. I've had one of my soldiers who's a first sergeant. He had a YouTube video for me. It was him basically giving his out in the field speech to his soldiers. And it was basically the same speech that I gave to him when he was a fucking PFC. And now he has his own fucking battery, and he's repeating stuff that I told him that was repeated to me from guys that taught me, who were during the Cold War, who were taught by people from Vietnam and so on and so forth, that I passed this thing on to that next generation. And it kind of made me tear up. Here's this first sergeant who, when I was my soldier, he was a PFC, and he was a troublemaker. He wouldn't be on time. He had the fucking piss poor attitude. And here's this, he sit there in front of this formation, and he was like, hey, to get through the Army, this is what you need to do. And this is what I was told by one of my squad leaders. You need to be right time, right place, right uniform with the right attitude. And it's like, you know what? I told him that shit, and now he's passing it on to his guys.
Yeah, and that's actually generally why I got along better with the older SALT mentality of the senior enlisted than the new crop that was showing up as I was going through. And it was just that. It was a different mindset. It was a different mentality. And when that, as a branch, when that mentality shifted, I realized it's like, they're not going to want me. The brass is not going to like me, because I will be that hard-ass E7 that is going to keep everyone on their toes, because that's how it needs to fucking be. And my very first sergeant on a line unit, after you go through AIT and basic training, you go to your permanent party, otherwise known as a line unit. This guy was so fucking half-ass, but I fucking admired him so much because he knew what he was doing. He was like if you had any questions about anything, he knew the fucking answer. He had all this fucking experience. His fucking combat patch was Vietnam. Was an ADA unit in Vietnam. That was his combat patch. He was a M24 Duster crew member in Vietnam. But the thing is, he didn't give a rat's ass about the new army, the Clinton's army at the time they called it. All this new liberal ideas and shit like that. This guy was so fucking half-assed that when he was selected from the three shop, they call it the three shop. He was a master sergeant there, and he had to go be a first sergeant. When you do that, there's a diamond that goes in the middle of the fucking master sergeant rank. This guy was so fucking half-assed that he didn't even go down to the fucking the sewing place to get his fucking first sergeant rank sewn on. He went down and bought a fucking thing of first sergeant rank, cut out the fucking diamond, and had his wife fucking hand sew in the fucking diamond of his fucking class. It's like, that's the fucking dude I want to fucking be if I ever make fucking first sergeant. But then I changed my fucking attitude. Like, all I want to do is be a fucking platoon sergeant of an 88 battery, and then that was that. But that was that guy's attitude. I love that fucking dude. He passed away fucking a few years ago, but he was so, he didn't care. He
right time, right place, right uniform, right attitude, and you're gonna get through this shit. And that shit stuck with me ever since.
I have a picture of Geist when he was actually active duty.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Lord. Well, hey guys, before y'all get off into that, I'm gonna get out of here.
Fuck yeah.
I gotta sit down for a while. Yeah, screw you guys.
All right, man.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Veterans Day. We'll catch y'all again Friday, I think. Jared, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Friday.
Later.
Y'all be,
Later, man.
y'all
Be
be
careful.
be
Stay up.
good, and stay warm.
Stay up, man.
Yeah, like a boss. Yeah, that shit would be. That's fucking. I'm not getting off my fucking Bradley. That's fucking death before dismount. I ain't getting off that shit. I'll die on it. Die on my fucking horse.
That sounds like a safe bet to me, man.
That's just when you're
You can
an
survive
80
anything in a Bradley.
when you're a 88 unit and your 88 platoons get attached to things. So in Germany it was the unit we were attached to was a bunch of tankers. So whenever the tankers went to the field, we had to go to the field with them. And that's where I learned the whole fucking death before dismount motto, and it stuck with me ever since. So ever since then, unless I gotta take a shit, I'm not getting off my fucking vehicle. I'll get off my hatch and go on the side of the vehicle, take a piss, and hold on to the fucking the antenna guard, and do what I gotta fucking do. But I ain't getting off this shit.
I hear you. That
Here
looks
you go, Robert.
Looks good to me, man. ISIS has won the toss. They've elected to receive.
The good old buff.
I love it.
They need.
By the way,
they
how
need
did
to
you
bring.
think to yesterday?
They should have fucking used arc light on fucking ISIS and fucking everybody else.
My Saints did not show up yesterday against the turd team, but LSU
Weren't you
won,
guys at
so-
home?
Yeah, we were at home, man. It was not a good showing.
So it's all right. The
But-
Seahawks are coming back. I'm liking this
But
now.
we still have a better record than the Seahawks, so no worries.
Not if we win tonight.
Oh.
But you will have the head-to-head. So I mean, it's not.
Oh, there's that. Y'all are 7-2.
Yeah. We won
I didn't
last
realize
week
y'all
in
started out that
overtime.
well. I thought y'all had 3 losses. That's good, man.
So here's a question for you Army types from the audience. What do you Army guys think about bringing back the specialist rank?
Specialist
I didn't
rank's
know the
still there.
specialist rank left.
You talk about Spec 5, Spec 6, Spec 7? As far as I know, that still isn't happening. But Specialist rank still exists. Specialist
Yeah.
is E4.
E4
Corporal.
and Corporal is also specialist, but that's basically a NCO in training at that point. They
Yeah.
probably
That's when
attended ANOC already.
PLD, well, it would be Warriors Leaders Course, or ANOC is E7 and above.
Right. BNOC. What's BNOC for E6, right?
E6.
Yeah.
So
They've
back in the day,
they've most likely gone to their school or they're scheduled to go to it.
yeah, they don't call it ANOC anymore. They call it the fucking Advanced Leaders Course or some shit like that now. And it's Warriors Leaders Course, Basic Leaders, Basic something, and then Basic Leaders Course, and then Advanced Leaders Course. They no longer call it ANOC, BNOC, or PLDC, of course. But that's one thing I liked. I went through PLDC, BNOC, and ANOC, the old school fucking schools. Then they're like, "Hey, you want to go? You want to go through fucking first?" Then they want to go through first. You want to go through first sergeant course? Nope.
I didn't hear anything you guys said for the last 20 seconds. My audio engine crashed. I'm sorry if anybody said anything in response to what I said.
Oh, we were talking shit about you. Don't worry.
I love it.
Typical day. But yeah, you're talking about pretty much a specialist version of E5, E6, E7, which to me, I don't really see a reason for doing that. I can understand at E4 having the delineation, because at least on the Navy side and the Marine side, you make E4, you are considered an NCO, but you are that low-level initial step where that really is like the defining moment and path of, are you just going to bide your time and be a technician, be what your MOS is, or are you going to take the reins and take a step and actually work towards an actual leadership position? And
so yeah.
Well, the thing is in the
That's
Army, Sorry.
That's
go
the
ahead.
difference between that's the difference between corporal and specialist in the Army.
Yeah, like in air defense unit, with the Bradley guys, the platoon leader's track, it would be the driver, the platoon leader, and his gunner. But because when the platoon leader gets off the vehicle, the gunner is now in charge, and the gunner is in charge of if he has guys in the back like an RTO or something like that. But but he's in charge of a driver. So you have the specialist who's in charge of a driver, which is technically what they call a leadership position. So in the air defense 88 Bradley units, if you were a platoon leader's gunner on a Bradley, you were they try and push corporal on you, and most of them didn't fucking want to do it because as soon as they got fucking pinned corporal, they became the fucking pariah among the fucking E4s. Because now nobody wants to fucking hang out with the guy anymore. So it'd be like, I don't want that rank, sir. I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want it. Well, you're getting it anyways because you're platoon leader's gunner. Well, I'll just go be a dismount. Well, I'll make you in charge of your fucking your stinger gunner. Okay, I'll take it. And they become the bitch of the fucking all the these guys who got fucking stuck with CQ now.
So is this what happens when you let flat earthers do payload?
Can't see.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
That's one of the soldiers.
Wow.
That's
It looks
fucking
like
awesome.
that parachute. It looks like that parachute didn't deploy. Is what it looks like.
Or it got fucking tangled and flipped it upside. No.
Exactly.
I think that's got to be fucking parachutes because if that thing was thrown out, it would be crushed more and also be coming down into fucking sliding in an angle when it bury itself in the ground. So I think that fucking bitch probably had a parachute, flipped it upside down, and basically got cannonball or something. That's
I
fucking
do
awesome.
see I do see the line for the parachute. I just don't see the chute itself. So they probably cut it away already or whatever.
Yeah, because
But-
if that thing was free fall out, it would have been fucking more pancaked. Even if it was fucking off armored.
Depends on the height too, buddy. That was probably a training drop.
Well,
Yeah, and it also coming out of the it also be coming in at an angle too.
Well, even with a training drop, if there was no deployment of the chute, that shit would have been pancaked. That would have been buried unless it landed on a rock. And
I
not
just
With
think
the
it
amount
was-
of weight, with those,
Yeah.
you guys are probably very right. The tires would have probably exploded too on the impact.
It probably either it definitely got flipped. That's one thing, and also probably because all the chutes didn't open. I think I don't quote me, but I think on fucking those kind of drops, it's I think
Three-chute.
It's not one chute. I think it's four.
It's at least
three or-
three. Yeah, it's three or four.
three to
Three or
four.
four.
Yeah, I can't remember, but the thing is, we know it flipped or something flipped it. I guarantee. But the thing is that crushing, it probably didn't have all the fucking chutes, but it definitely didn't come down free fall because the free fall would have pancaked even more, and it would have came in at an angle and dug on the ground because it still had the forward momentum from the aircraft. What's that? Listen to me here, noob. That's about right.
I was gonna say
Now, let me ask you guys a question. Is
Here's
that
Alan.
real? Like,
Here's Craig.
who the hell gets all of those medals like that?
That's
that dude
Russia.
World
looks
War
like,
One, World War Two.
That's
dude looks like
Soviet.
General Schumacher.
That's Soviet Union, that kind of thing. They
Oh, you
have
tied
fucking,
your shoes right this morning. Medal.
yeah, pretty much. Here's a medal for you. You
You
did.
did not pass out at the NCO club last night.
Hold on.
Medal.
Here's 3 medals for you for every hour you didn't do it. Yeah, but the thing is, though, maybe we don't know what those fucking medals is. 'Cause as far as we know, that fucking dude probably kicked ass and fucking took no names. Was in German, so
He's got a medal for every scalp he's got.
Hold on. I got one even better. Talking about the Soviets.
dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
North
the
Korea.
Koreans.
That's their fucking. That's their.
They ain't never been in a war. What are all these damn?
They don't need fucking body armor. They don't need fucking ceramics. They got fucking all that shit going on. That's just
They
a
got a
fucking
bunch
dragon.
of-
That's just a
They
fucking
look
dragon
like-
scale, huh?
They look like rodeo belt buckles. They look like.
Hold on. Let's see if we can. There's one where they got. I think somebody photoshopped more medals on down to their pant legs.
That's like looking at Air Force guys' uniform with all the fucking mini medals. It makes your shit look so big. Like you count them like they got like 8, but their shit looks like a fucking rack all the way down to their last
I'm
ribs.
surprised. Look,
How many of these guys look like they want to stab him in the back?
They all do. Before you change it, Jay, I'm surprised that Kim Jong Un's entire jacket isn't metal ribbons. You know what I'm saying? Just I've done everything.
That would be all those fucking frocked shit. Here you go.
The
That's
hell?
about right. He's got a little hot, I guess.
Oh, that or the Scottish word nearby.
I'm telling you, they don't need IBA. They got fucking that shit.
No IBA.
That's fucking literally body armor from fucking First World War. Just a whole bunch of steel placed around your body. Yeah, who needs fucking level 2 ceramic body armor or ceramic plates when you need that shit? Who needs eye sappies?
Oh, I hate the sappy plates, man. Oh man, those are the worst.
That shit was fucking great if you had to bounce around the back of a fucking 5-ton on those fucking wooden slats.
Yeah, you lean on it.
Yeah, lean on your fucking plates, like but you take your plates out. You take your plates out, like lean back, like fuck, this hurts.
Yeah, I
had a soldier one time. He had to go to the fucking range, and he didn't want to fucking wear his plates. So he literally got a whole bunch of fucking cardboard and cut them up to make it the same thickness and stuck it in there. But as soon as he sat down in the fucking in the back of the 5-ton by the gate, because he wanted to be in the back so he can fucking get some air, and he sat down, I saw his fucking his vest collapse. Like, come here, get off the truck. I want to check out your uniform real fast. Hold still. So I punched him real fucking hard in the chest. It's like, everything, just the cardboard just collapsed. Like, where's your fucking squad leader?
Yeah, look, nothing makes you more mad than those types of little sneak attacks. Like, you tried to really get away with this on my truck.
Because I was platoon sergeant. I was in charge. It was my range. So I was about to have what really got me was be saying he's trying to be fucking sneaky on me, because I would guarantee, like every fucking thing else, the first sergeant of the commander is eventually gonna fucking drive down to see how your fucking range is going. Or the fucking battalion commanders can come down, or the sergeant major. And the last fucking thing I need to do is have a fucking soldier down there without his fucking plates and gets caught by somebody.
Range.
And I'm gonna get a fucking nasty call to go up to the fucking tower and a conversation with somebody. And I guarantee after my ass chewing, somebody's gonna get their fucking ass blown out of the water over by the fucking porta potties.
Yep, shit rolls downhill, doesn't it?
And yep. I knew you would find it, Jay.
Somebody's got to do it.
What? Who? What?
What did he find? We missed it.
He found the expanded metals version of that
North
Korean image.
Let's see it, Jay.
I mean, you can clearly tell these are all photoshopped in,
Yeah, they're all in his arms and shit. One of them.
I'm surprised he doesn't have on his fucking on his cap. That's what I would.
Look, I maintain that. What have these dudes done militarily? Nothing.
Nothing since the
they've
early
defended
50s.
the wall.
My God.
I guarantee
lettuce, no buns.
I would have guaranteed those fuckers have never fucking walked the fucking wire in their life.
No, I know they have.
My first tour in Korea, I had when I got off the airplane, I went down to fucking Camp Mobile to get my shit, and it was like, oh, if you're 88, you're gonna be going to fucking you're going to Camp Hovey, and I was like, yeah, fucking, that's what I heard that everybody wants to go to, and I'm getting ready to go to the fucking back of the Humvee with the CQ, and they're like, hey, Sergeant so and so, come here. I walked over, it's like, what's up, Sergeant? Yeah, you're not going to fucking you're not going to Hovey. You're going to you got stuck with Red Cycle. It's like, what the fuck is Red Cycle? Oh, you get to go up to fucking Camp Bonifaz to get to play up on the fucking Panmunjom shit. I was like, I was like, first I was like, ooh, that sounds cool. And I got there and found out what I was doing. I was like, well, this ain't fucking cool. Walk around we had to walk around, when you see back in the day we had the American soldiers. We didn't have to do the fucking rock stance at the fucking at the treaty building, but we had to walk around like the security guys. We had our full uniform. But I was there for 4 months, and it was literally day on, day off fucking QRF. If you were on duty, your boots were on the whole entire fucking time. So you didn't get to take your boots off and shit for 24 hours. And then after you got taken off, then that's when you got to do out PT. That's when you had to do your online courses and all the rest of the shit you got to fucking do and go down to motor pool. So basically your day on is you doing the fucking details and walk around by the fucking the blue building, or the what do you call them, the joint security air buildings. And on your fucking and on your day off is when you go down to the fucking motor pool and work in your fucking trucks. Is when you do your PT. You take your PT test. Is when you go down and do your on-claim courses. All that shit. So you're basically
You're never off duty.
You're never off. But I learned when they said you got red cycle and there's a couple people around who were snickering. There are a couple E6. This is when I was in E5 and there's some E6s snickering. It's like, why are they snickering? And I fucking learned real quick when I got off that fucking Humvee up at Camp Bonify. It's like, you and you. If you're an NCOs, you come over here. It's like, okay, I'm an E5. Yeah, you're go talk and get with so and so, and you got roving patrol tonight. Well, okay, what do? Well, go grab your shit, go talk to so and so. You get roving patrol, and roving patrol is exactly that. You walk around your fucking weapon and stuff, and pretend like the fucking North Koreans about to fucking invade. Oh, while you're doing this, you got the fucking North Koreans in the they call it the Monkey House. If you're looking at all those blue buildings, the very far right building to the right, it's on top of a hill and it's gray. It belongs to North Korea. They call that the fucking Monkey House because as you're walking back and forth and you're doing this shit, fucking got North Korean soldiers out there they call it the Monkey House because like a bunch of fucking North Korean monkeys running around fucking making faces and flipping you off and doing all kinds of stuff. They get you fucking agitated. All they basically do is short of fucking slinging shit out the windows, but they'll do everything fucking else. So we call that the Monkey House.
Hey, Jared, do we have money in the budget to hire JM to do some Photoshop forensics?
Oh, God, what you find. Nice.
It's got Wake.
It's Vlad Putin.
Wow.
That is fucking hilarious, man.
Is that a Typhoon? Yeah, it's a Typhoon too.
Yeah.
I just couldn't resist when I saw this.
Actually, no, that's not the Typhoon. That's the Bore, the new one.
Yeah.
I'm on a cell phone. Looks like a Typhoon. Well,
it's a little too narrow to be a Typhoon.
Yeah, you guys are the submarine experts on that shit. That's fucking Hunt for Red October. Huh? What? Horsepower? Nuclear power. So that's at Chernobyl.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong fucking. Is that?
That's a Virginia class.
I was about to say, wouldn't they like use a Victor or something like that, or get a Typhoon putting through there?
We actually have a version of this meme where I'm going to Whataburger.
The fucking military memes. I still like that on the our other green chat thing. I found one of those memes with the two women screaming at the cat, and they're like,
"Wait,
that's stealing," and the cat goes, "That's fucking five-fingered. That's and it goes military, and that's technically acquiring."
Yep. Yeah, they got the top two backwards.
I'm about to say.
Because that's an Akula to the left, and looks like a 688 to the right.
No, that's a.
Or is it a Boomer?
It's a Boomer. It looks like.
Okay. So it's the Ohio.
Maybe a GM variant.
That's a Dallas on the way to go get Red October.
Funny you mentioned that. That was the last boat that my dad was stationed on.
Well, I think this is fairly accurate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or South Korea after the fucking monsoons.
All right, with that, we've been on for a couple hours, and it's almost 11 o'clock at night. I kind of need to get some sleep before everything going on tomorrow, so...
It's not 8 o'clock yet, pussies.
Well...
yeah, 3 hours ahead, motherfucker. So, we will catch you all on Friday at the regular time for the normal shit show.
Goodbye, you sexy chat. You guys are so
thanks
sexy.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us on Veterans Day. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you all for your service.